made $77.5 million. Ryan looked like a kid playing with toys on camera, but behind the scenes, Ryan was carrying a burden viewers couldn't see.
Tentoez family, we have a crazy video today, guys, and it's about the world of kid influencers. Now, it's a sad one, to be honest with you, because things are not what it seems like behind closed doors, and everybody should know that. It's only common sense. While y'all are watching, a kid unbox a toy, or they're your kid might be even watching them having fun doing it. You know what I mean? And little do y'all know that their parents made them make that unboxing video. They didn't even want to do it. Or what if they weren't having fun? Or what if that wasn't even a toy that they wanted to play with? But we're getting views, and you know what I mean? Their parents had them keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. Or maybe a kid influencer gets stuck in that same mindset from when he was, or she was making a video from when they were kids, and now they're grown up making video for kids, and now it just looks weird. And honestly, that's a controversial statement, just because of the fact that I do believe there are sweet people out there, but people are weird, right? And a lot of these parents, they exploit their children for money, you know, fame, and all these kind of things because they didn't get it themselves, or what have you inside the situation. But guys, this is a crazy one. Like and subscribe to the video for more content like this, and let's get into the disturbing world of child influencers.
Kidfluencing, an $8 billion industry.
Is a 9-year-old model too young? Oh my gosh, there's been so much controversy surrounding this young 9-year-old model.
The child in this case is the product, right?
Yes,
so when does it end? It's a 24/7 job.
From the
Very
outside,
true.
child influencers sometimes look pretty happy and adorable.
Let me pause it right there, guys, right? Now think about it. When I was a kid, right? When you were a kid, if we just had like the childhoods that we had. I mean, I didn't have a normal childhood, don't get me wrong, and you probably didn't either. But what I'm saying is, our childhood was like playing with toys and making our friends and playing with family, and like basically just enjoying life as a kid, right? Or some people had it way worse than others, you get me? And but just imagine, right? You don't have the normal childhood. You don't get to do the things that a normal kid gets to do, or not a normal kid again, but like what kids get to do: ride their bikes, play sports, and do all this stuff. Instead, you have a camera in your face 24/7, and someone's just there. Whether your parent or your sibling, sorry about that, guys, your sibling, your parent or your sibling, right, has a camera in your face this whole time, and you don't have any privacy. You're just out there for the world to see 24/7. That's crazy. Let's get to it.
But in reality, some of them live under pressure, control, and even fear. And in today's world, it's obviously getting worse. These are the most disturbing cases of child influencers, ranked from bad to terrifying.
Guys, we're about to get juicy in this one. This is crazy.
Boram was just 6 years old, but she already had 30 million subscribers across 2 YouTube channels. And she wasn't just famous, she was rich. In 2019, Boram was allegedly making
Let me pause it right there, guys. 30 million subscribers. He's not even like 6 yet, or 7, or whatever the video just said. Guys, 30 million subscribers. Imagine how much money she's generating. That little girl does not see a penny of it. Yeah, maybe she gets some cool new toys to play with, but where is that all going? Does this make sense to y'all? Where is it going? They're not seeing a penny. Is it going to their college fund? I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't doubt that their parents didn't put some money aside for them. But where is the millions of dollars going? 30 million subscribers? Guys, that's nothing light. Think about how much views that kid is getting. Think about how much money that's generating. That's wild. Let's get to it.
$1 million a month from her videos. That same year, her parents bought a 5-story building in South Korea.
Yeah, let me pause it right there, guys. That's fucking crazy. Her parents bought a 5-story building. That's fucked up. That's really messed up. Let's get to it.
Building cost around $8 million US, and it all came from Boram's content. Although Boram was successful, her fans were worried about her. They felt they needed to save her from her parents. But why? Boram's early videos were simple. She did toy reviews and vlogged about her life. In one video, she cooked noodles on a mini stove and ate them on camera. But Boram's parents wanted more. More views meant more money.
Okay, guys,
so
let me
Boram's
pause it right there. This is going to be very, very controversial. Very, very controversial. Because I know this is also happening in the US for sure, right? Like, for sure, for sure. But did you guys notice all the child channels or like the kid influencer channels that blew up to an extreme level? Y'all notice that they're all some type of foreign family? Like, whether you have Indonesian, Chinese, whether you have, like, I know Vlad and Nikki, they're from Russia. You know, because remind you, I have kids myself, and, you know, they watch these kind of, you know, kid influencers or whatever, right? But, guys, it's always, I mean, don't get me wrong, it happens a lot in the US too, but to the extreme extent, to these millions of followers, it's always something outside of the box. And it's always people in the US that are eating this shit up. It's always the US kids eating this shit up. They know what they're doing, guys. This is all, I wouldn't say it's brain rot content, but this is no value to your kids. This has no value to your kids. You know, it's like, yo, guys, we gotta, this is a serious thing, guys.
Content got edgier. In one video, Boram stole money from her dad's wallet. That made a lot of parents angry. They didn't want their kids picking up bad habits. In another video, Boram pretended to be pregnant by stuffing her shirt with pillows. Viewers were disturbed. They accused Boram's parents of creating content for shock value. And soon people were asking, was Boram just a kid having fun? Or was she a cash cow? Those videos of Boram stealing and pretending to be pregnant upset a lot of people. And some of them decided to take action. In 2017, a group called Save the Children took Boram's parents to court. They argued that the videos could seriously harm Boram's mental health, and they showed Boram's controversial videos as evidence. The court took it seriously. In the end, Boram's parents were ordered to attend counseling to learn better parenting skills. They also deleted the disturbing videos and issued a public apology. Since then, Boram's content has been more family-friendly, and despite the backlash, he's still one of the richest YouTubers in South Korea. This next kidfluencer was accused of manipulating his viewers. The case even went to court. Ryan Kaji. Ryan Kaji was everywhere in 2016.
If you watch YouTube, you've undoubtedly seen his face. And if you're a parent with a kid who watches YouTube, Ryan of Ryan's Toys Review is a face you know really well.
Ryan's videos were mostly toy reviews. He'd open a box, play with the toy, and share his thoughts. And it made him rich. Between 2016 and 2017, Ryan earned $11 million US. Then in 2018, 19, and 20, he became the highest paid YouTuber 3 years in a row. In just those 3 years, he allegedly made $77.5 million. Ryan looked like a kid playing with toys on camera, but behind the scenes, Ryan was carrying a burden viewers couldn't see. Ryan started making YouTube videos in 2015 when he was just 3. His mom quit her job as a teacher to run the channel full-time. The channel was a hit, but as views increased, so did the pressure. By 2018, Ryan wasn't just a kid opening toys, he was the face of a global brand.
It's funny sometimes when I see myself like at the store on the shelf. I see like Ryan here.
Let me pause it right there, guys. And he doesn't even understand what's going on. That's the sad part. I mean, as a kid, you know, growing up little by little, you can kind of get the idea of it. But I mean, he's a kid. He just thinks like, oh, I'm playing with cool new toys and this and that, right? But little did y'all know he was just selling the toys. His parents were selling y'all the toys the whole time. All the toys he was reviewing, he was getting paid to review them, and y'all were just buying them same toys. He didn't even want to, like, he didn't even mess with the toys half the time, guys. That's what's crazy. And yo, he's growing up. This kid's like about, I think he gotta be like 13 right now, 13 or 14 right now, guys. And y'all see his channel. It's still sad. He's still playing with toys. His parents never let him grow up. His parents kept using him for that money, and it just became, yo, let's get to it.
Here and here and here.
His parents signed deals to put his face all over a ton of merch. There were Ryan Toys backpacks, cereal, and even toothpaste. Success meant Ryan was working all the time. This was real hard work.
Exactly.
He had to film video.
Let me pause it right there, guys. Exactly. He was a 3-year-old kid up until, you know, him making his videos now, and constantly working, constantly reviewing toys, constantly with the camera in his face. How much nights did he not get, good rest because his parents like, we got to record a video today, Ryan. You know what I mean? Guys, think about that. That's sad. Like, this is something that needs to, this is something that needs to be brought up into light for sure. Is, the world of kid influencing. And I do believe that, you know, this is a very controversial and touchy statement. I do believe that, kids about, I don't think children should be on the internet, first off, right? I don't think anybody should be putting their children on the internet before they're 10, really. And even if they do have a YouTube channel with their 10, I do feel in some cases it could be a healthy family channel. But guys, these channels and these children that are being used for money, this is very unhealthy. This is very scary. Let's get to it.
Videos, memorize scripts, meet with sponsors, and more. He was doing the kind of work adult influencers do. But Ryan was still just a kid. Then after all that work, something happened that put Ryan's entire channel in danger. Since millions of kids were watching Ryan, big toy brands wanted in. They paid to have their toys featured in his unboxing videos. But nobody told the viewers watching. Ryan would unbox a toy and talk about how amazing it was. But in reality, he was being paid to do that. In 2019, a group called Truth in Advertising figured out what was going on. They realized that 90% of Ryan's videos had...
let me pause it right there. And I know this is very, 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 like, I guess, what am I trying to say? This is very irrelevant, right? Okay, so as Ryan was getting paid, right, to review toys that he didn't want to play with and y'all guys were buying it, this is very, very irrelevant. But you guys remember back in the day, right, when Magic Johnson had that whole, like, HIV or whatever movement? And guys, I'm gonna be making a video about this. And Trevor Moore, anyways, I don't want to spoil it, but long story short, Magic Johnson, aka Shaq, never had it. He was just using it as a PR stunt to promote the brands that he was tied to. Now, just let that sink in for a second, right? Alrighty, but guys, this is just speculation and theory. I'm just a guy, none of this is real. Got a PlayStation remote and I'm watching videos talking to you guys. None of this is real. Woo. Just speculation and theory, guys, for entertainment purposes only. But this video right here, this shit's fucking real. Let's get to it.
Some kind of paid promotion. That meant 9 out of 10 videos were ads disguised as playtime. The group filed a complaint with the Federal Trade Commission. Ryan's family was in big trouble now.
Ryan Toys Review is being investigated by the Federal Trade Commission, who's accused the channel, specifically Ryan's parents, of subjecting preschoolers to ads disguised as toy reviews.
But they weren't just going after Ryan. Since the channel was on YouTube, the Federal Trade Commission also sued YouTube and Google for $170 million. It was a giant mess. To make sure this never happened again, YouTube made some major changes.
And now YouTube is spinning out YouTube Kids, a separate app which will have much more strict policies around ads.
And guys, let me pause it right there. Y'all have ever been on YouTube Kids, right? And you know what? This is crazy. And with parental controls and with the right, settings, you guys can make regular YouTube very comfortable for your kids, right? But guys, YouTube Kids, I had to take that off of my daughter's tablet because that shit's wild. It's not only brain rot, but guys, it has it has themes in there that's not suggested for kids. They're making these characters, I don't even really know how to explain it. But if y'all remember the Minion videos that they were the AI Minion videos that they were creating over those crazy videos, and it's a sensitive topic and I know I can't talk about it on YouTube, but they were, just search up Minion AI videos, and they were like from a Minion AI horror videos or something like that. I don't know, don't search it, viewer discretion advised and shit. But if you're a parent, that's exactly what your kids are watching on YouTube Kids. The digital circus and all this stuff that they're, trying to recreate and stuff. It is wild, guys. Yo, let's get to it.
what kind of ads can go in, how they're displayed, how that's all monitored.
YouTube moved all kids content to YouTube Kids, and they added stricter rules around advertising. Ryan's World is still one of the biggest channels on YouTube, but it cost Ryan his childhood, because while most kids were just playing with toys, Ryan spent his childhood selling them. This next child influencer was doing something that's not normal for her age. She became a model. Christina Pimenova. Christina Pimenova started modeling when she was just 3. By 6, she was working with luxury brands like Armani. By 8, she was on magazine covers. By 9, she had over 2.5 million followers on Facebook. And then she was given a title that followed her for years. She was called the world's most beautiful girl. But the more attention Christina got, the more...
Let me pause it right there, guys. She's fucking 9. The world's most beautiful girl? That's some creepy ass shit. That's some PDF file stuff, guys. What the fuck? Why would they label her that? So first off, right? And guys, obviously, kid modeling or that term would be like, guys, baby for Johnson and Johnson commercial, or maybe a Wipes commercial, not a little girl fucking taking pictures for Armani clothing. That's not right. And maybe if it's for a kid clothing line, but guys, Armani is their demographic is a more adult audience. You get me? Like, that should say something. That's like that shit that's going on with Balenciaga, fucking Balenciaga and shit. Let me pause it right there again. Sorry guys, it's because once upon a time, right? Your boy owned, right? Your boy thought I was the shit, fucking flipping packs like Manza Musa and this and that. No, I'm just kidding. That's all speculation, theory, and jokes. But I had a pair of Balenciaga slides, right? And not only that, them bitches almost made me die half the time. I almost ate shit and fell, or, they would catch to something the worst way possible every time. Until one day I bent over to pick something up and the strap snapped. And that was it on the Balenciaga. Let's get to it.
Concerned her fans became. The problem started when Christina's mom made a disturbing comment. She said Christina spends 4 to 5 hours a day training for gymnastics. That's more than most adults exercise. People started wondering if Christina was being pushed too hard. One mom posted a photo of her daughter dressed like Christina. At that point, it wasn't just about Christina. It was about the example she was setting. Then there was the title World's Most Beautiful Girl. To some people, that was just too much pressure for a 9-year-old.
Just the whole title is too much for me to wrap my head around, let alone a 9-year-old. That's way too much of a title for a 9-year-old. And the fact that she's already being hailed as a supermodel, I think, is pretty damaging.
Even CBS ran a story on Christina. It was titled, How Young is Too Young to Be a Supermodel? But as more people complained, Christina's mom pushed back. To Christina's mom, the problem wasn't her daughter's modeling. It was the people complaining. She responded by saying...
Let me pause it right there. The problem is the mom, because why are you going to be dressing up a little girl like that in makeup and sending her off in public? You know what's sad as shit is a little girl looks like a little girl at 9 years old, but if you put makeup on a little girl, they're going to look a lot older than they seem. That's what's wrong with today's society. And not only that, she's over there doing this stuff and it's making little kids want to put makeup on and little kids want to grow up fast. Y'all seeing the example it's setting here? And guys, I hope you guys are parents that think about this. I'm a parent that thinks about this kind of stuff. But guys, there is really, not only are there weird people out there, but there are weird parents out there. Look at that mom exploiting her kid in a way because she probably didn't get the attention that she got when she was younger. You get me? This is something that is very, very serious. Again, but guys, for entertainment and education purposes only, let's get it.
Christina is just a little girl who's attracting a lot of attention. You must think like a creep in order to see something inappropriate in these pictures. But even if she didn't admit it, she made changes. Christina's outfits became more...
Sorry guys, I need to keep pausing this just because it's very, very controversial, right? And you guys haven't said anything in the comments yet, so. But, alright. So, her mom said that the problem is basically... Wait, hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me rewind it for a second. Okay, yeah, right. Okay, let me pause it right there again. You must think like a creep in order for, you to see... You must think like a creep in order for you to see something wrong in those pictures. But the mom is putting makeup and basically putting that little girl in enticing photos. So what do you think's gonna happen? It's gonna happen both ways. It's wrong either way you look at it. Just get it.
Age appropriate. That was a sign that the complaints were heard. And eventually, Christina grew up. Today, she's 19 and still modeling. Most child influencers are supposed to be adorable, but this next one got famous by getting on everyone's nerves. Lil Tay. I'm sure you guys have heard of this influencer. When Lil Tay showed up on the internet in 2018, a lot of people didn't like her.
Yo, what's up? I'm Lil Tay, the youngest flexer of the century.
Lil Tay was annoying for two big reasons. First, she made videos bragging about how rich she was. She flaunted cash, fancy cars, and mansions. Second, she mocked people who worked hard but weren't as rich as her.
I got a $350,000 chain. Y'all haven't seen this in your lives. I'm richer than all y'all broke haters. Y'all grown.
Yo, let me pause it right there. I remember when that video first came out. Yo, I was in the flesh, alive, guys, here in the world when this video first surfaced the internet. I remember this. She was wild and let's get to it.
Because y'all broke and jealous.
And the crazy part was Lil Tay was only 9. Her annoying videos made her famous. In a few months, she got 1.2 million followers on Instagram. But behind all the flexing, Lil Tay was hiding an explosive secret, and it was about to come out. In May 2018, a video leaked online. It showed Lil Tay's older brother feeding her lines and telling her how to act.
Lil Tay be popping on YouTube right now.
You gotta be like more ignorant. You have to be like, oh, Lil Tay out here. But what did he say?
You still irrelevant, like I said last time.
Let me pause it right there. That just shows you that y'all can turn something out of nothing. Literally, he was coaching and she was basically acting. It wasn't even her personality. I didn't even know that her brother was feeding her lines and building her up this whole character this whole time. So basically, the Lil Tay that we see now, right, all grown up, or not all grown up, but she is, a teenager now, I believe. But the Lil Tay that we see now as a teenager, right, was just Lil Tay from back in the day, which her brother basically made her up to be this character, and she just got stuck in the character. Now that's just her whole personality. Let's get it.
That's when people realized the truth. Lil Tay wasn't a kid acting out. She was being coached. Lil Tay's mom was in on it too. The internet found out that Lil Tay's mom was a real estate agent. She used her boss's mansions and luxury cars in Lil Tay's videos. The wealth Lil Tay flaunted wasn't hers. It was borrowed. Once the truth got out, people were furious. Not just because Lil Tay tried to fool them, but because her mom and older brother were using her for clout. After the scandal, Lil Tay's Instagram was wiped clean.
We have a code red. Lil Tay has deleted everything. It's all gone. Lil Tay's gone.
She's still here.
I mean, she's there, but all the posts are deleted. All the videos are deleted.
At that point, Lil Tay's absentee dad came in to save her. In an interview, he said, "I do not think a 10-year-old girl should be put in those situations and made to drop out of school so that she can make money for other people." He filed for custody and won. Lil Tay went to live with her dad and vanished from the internet. Everyone thought her influencer days were over. But a few years later, they heard about Lil Tay again. But it was tragic news. In August 2023, this message appeared on Lil Tay's Instagram. It is with heavy hearts that we share the devastating news of our beloved Claire's sudden and tragic passing. Lil Tay's real name was Claire, and the news spread fast.
Lil Tay's loved ones are mourning the loss of an internet sensation. The teen rapper, whose real name is Claire Hope and who rose to fame online in 2018, has passed away.
She was only 14, but things didn't add up. The city authorities had no record of her passing.
Yeah, let me pause it right there. I was about to say, because she's still here popping right now on the internet. What the fuck? Let's get to it.
Certificate, no police report, nothing. Also, the day after Lil Tay's passing, a Lil Tay crypto coin was launched. Then out of nowhere, Lil Tay popped up on Instagram. She was alive, and she told the world what really happened.
My account was hacked and they had to help me get it back. And the man that did it was my own deadbeat absentee father.
Lil Tay claimed her dad hacked her Instagram and faked her death. Also, he could promote a Lil Tay crypto coin.
So this was his last resort. And the next day, he launched, alongside some other frauds, he launched a crypto coin attached to the Lil Tay name.
She said more disturbing things about her dad.
He started a court case
to silence me so I could not speak on what was happening and so he could take control over my money.
The spotlight was on Lil Tay again, so she tried to make a comeback by dropping a music video, but it didn't stick. After 2 weeks, the buzz died, and the internet moved on. Today, Lil Tay is almost 18. Hopefully, her days as a child influencer won't mess up the rest of her life. This next case wasn't just disturbing, it was criminal. Jalea. Jalea was just 7 when she and her siblings started appearing on the YouTube channel CJ So Cool. They made pranks, vlogs, and family content. The man behind the channel was CJ, Jalea's stepdad. CJ's brand was being the wild, unpredictable dad who pranked the kids. But some of CJ's pranks didn't seem funny. They felt mean. In one 2016 video, CJ secretly mixed laxatives into his kids' ice cream. After eating it, they held their stomachs in discomfort. While
let me pause it right there. That's fucked up. That's not even a prank. That's diabolical. That's for your own entertainment, for your views for YouTube. That's wrong. Why would you give your kids laxative as a prank? Y'all deserve to be Gaddafi for sure. Let's get it.
CJ just laughed. He filmed the whole thing like it was a joke. The prank was so absurd that it made headlines, but the other videos got worse. In another video, CJ convinced his wife that their kids were kidnapped. Obviously, she freaked out, but while she screamed, CJ filmed it as content. In a different prank, he made her believe one of the kids passed away in a swimming pool. The pranks were extreme, but they got views. However, not everything on the channel was this extreme. CJ also posted fun family vlogs, and Jalea appeared in these happy videos.
We got Jada up in the house looking fresh in the babe styles and the threes. What's up, man? How was school? Did you get in a fight? What happened? Any more arguments?
Then in 2022, the family fell apart. CJ and his partner split, and it was a messy breakup. In the end, CJ's partner left with their kids, including Jalea. Viewers thought that was the end of the story, but 2 years later, Jalea came forward with serious allegations. Anyone who saw the channel saw Jalea and CJ together. Remember, CJ was her stepdad, but their bond seemed natural, like a father and daughter. That's why her accusations were so shocking. Jalea said CJ acted inappropriately toward her when she was younger. To back up her claims, Jalea shared disturbing entries from her personal diary.
When that day comes and I see him in the casket, I promise you I'll be crying. The tears of joy, all of my anger, sadness, and hate for that man will always stay with me though, till the day I die. I'm just so mad at myself for letting him.
But CJ denied everything. Jalea didn't back down. On Instagram, she said she wasn't a little girl anymore and that she stood by what she said. Eventually, the case went...
let me pause it right there. Imagine, right? This is just speculation and theory. And I don't doubt that, this didn't happen. I believe that this did happen, And this is a sad situation, but imagine, because it was his channel the whole time, right? And he was the main owner and this and that. When she left and took the kids, imagine, and they plotted and conspired this whole shit, wrote a letter, because that doesn't look like a little girl's ass letter. You get me? Just so they can basically take control of everything. Now imagine that's a twist and turn of events for you. Now imagine if both of those things could have happened. Now that's wild. Let's get to it.
To court, but it didn't go far. In March 2025, CJ revealed that the charges were dropped. No one knows what truly happened. It's disturbing to think that the girl smiling in those videos could have been suffering behind the scenes. On the other hand, it's just as terrible to think it could have all been made up. The internet has made it easier than ever to turn kids into content, but when views come before safety, it's no longer entertainment, it's exploitation. And there's no excuse for putting fame over their future.
Exactly.
Visual venture.
Yo, Tentoez family, this was a crazy ass video. Now, I started to watch a little bit of this and I thought it was very, very important, just because of the fact that, my kids, they were watching a video of, I forgot what kidfluencer it was, but the kid was damn near grown up, still doing the same shit, when my kids were watching them years ago. And it's just wild, guys. Shame on the parents who are doing this, to be honest with you. Shame on the parents who know better. Because y'all are conditioning your children from a little ass baby, thinking that this is okay. And then, they realize that this is something that's really wrong already when they're older, and realize they ruined their whole childhood because you guys couldn't figure out a way and pave your own path. That's what's crazy. But yo, like and subscribe the video for more content like this, guys. We have a Fortnite video dropping soon, so stay tuned. And much love, Tento's family, and see you later.